Hello and welcome back to D&D with High School Students presents The B Team. We're here with J and J. On this side of me is Jenny. Ding! Cut, camera. Cut to that camera. There you go. That's Jenny.
Jordan.
That's Jordan. That's Jenny. There's Jenny. There's Jordan. And back to wide. Yay! All right, so guys, as you remember, your recent ally, did you take notes? Do you remember his name?
Finoop.
Finoop, yes, Finoop. Hard vowels, Finoop. Lord Finoop had indicated to you that this conspiracy to hide what the Mukadas Jangchalar had been doing with this ambush and stuff was much more widespread than just this one incident that you guys uncovered. In fact, he related to you that this was a multi-kingdom conspiracy, that there was powers that be who wanted to kind of maintain their power structures, and most people across the kingdoms on New Wolf Whitmire did not have any idea about what was really going on. And he indicated to you that there might be proof of what they were looking for. In the temple, there's a small shrine, very old shrine to Ayuk, the god of earth, built into the mountain that this town is near. And you, as a devoted cleric, I will let you make a religion roll if you'd like.
10.
Okay, good enough. So common knowledge would indicate that a shrine to the earth god would probably be maintained by some priests, not necessarily divinely blessed clerics like yourself, but possibly custodians of the shrine who take care of it and maintain it, so that people who are visiting to pay homage to Ayuk could go and do their prayers, right? But Finoop told you that below this shrine, built into the mountain, are catacombs, and that he believes that the Jangchalar might have hid this item that they were looking for and have since acquired. Do you remember what that item was referred to as?
The tier.
The tier, yes. So beyond that, he has no description of it, but you have been told that he believes that the Jangchalar might have used the shrine as a way to hide this thing, and that likely it's in the catacombs. So you walk out to where the shrine is, and it's maybe a half-hour hike, kind of walking out of town, and then you're walking through some woods, and then you kind of start going uphill, and eventually you get to kind of like a little dirt path. Nothing that's big enough for like big wagons or carts, but definitely for people to walk. You follow this dirt path up the hill, and you come to kind of a plateau, and the mountain continues up, but this plateau leads towards what looks to you guys like a cave entrance, like a natural in the stone kind of cave, except the entrance to the cave is flanked by two depictions, two basically statues, but it's carved into the rock. So these weren't like man-made, they were just chiseled away into the rock. And on the one side, you recognize a depiction of Ayuk, and it's basically kind of a humanoid man, like holding basically like some kind of large rock, which could be interpreted as like holding the whole world up, right? And that's like the figure of Ayuk. And on the other side is a much more worn away relief. Like the carving might have been a humanoid at some time, but whether through erosion or just not maintaining it, or maybe some other kind of damage, it seems like you can't really tell what this personage is, what it was meant to look like male or female, human or other race. That part you're not sure about. The one thing you can definitely tell is that the one that's worn away and eroded looks like it was smaller. Like they're not two equal columns. Like one side has this big depiction, well carved, no moss growing on it or anything, very clean, of Ayuk, and the other one's kind of worn away and it's smaller. So you're not sure if like a chunk fell off or if it was always smaller, but that's kind of what it looks like. And you see actually an elderly woman who's kind of like sweeping up the front of the cave, and she like is finishing up as you guys are coming up the path, and she sets the broom aside, and then she like goes over to a small shelf and pulls a rug out, and she like carefully lays the rug out into the front entrance. And just as she's finishing that up, she looks up and notices you, and she's like, "Good day, pilgrims. Have you come to the shrine to pay homage to Ayuk?"
I like pull out my holy symbol and I'm
Ah,
like,
blessed one. Welcome. Please come in. We are just cleaning up after the morning prayers. By all means, join us. So she leads you in, and the cave goes in about 20 feet, and then it kind of opens up to a much bigger cavern. And you notice that they have cleverly, set sconces like into the wall in periodic places so that there's some natural like candlelight not natural, but candlelight coming just enough. It's very dim still, but it's like just enough so that everybody can see their way through. So you go through this little hallway, you go up in this greater cavern. The greater cavern at the center of it has what looks like a fountain. It's definitely man-made, like it's like marble and really nice, but instead of water being in the fountain, there's like white sand. Very clean white sand. And you notice a very old looking dwarf who's like, he has like these wooden tools, and he's like doing these like movements while he's like muttering prayers, and he's making intricate patterns in the white sand, and like swirls and kind of geometric shapes coming off of it. And you're, without even rolling religion, you're familiar with this. It's basically one of the prayer / mantras of devotees of Ayuk. They're basically focusing their prayers and creating kind of like divine symbols to give blessings and thanks to Ayuk in this white sand, and it's kind of this really cool artistic pattern. He's just continuing along his business.
okay. I'll just like whisper like, do you want to go looking around for the catacombs, just see if there's anything around here, and then I'll turn and I'll like kneel next to the guy and I'll start like praying as well.
Okay. You're praying. You make a perception roll. You're like, this is such a nice temple. These candles are really flickery. I like the sand. You don't notice anything.
Okay, so after I'm done with like a quick prayer, I'll get up and like noticing that she didn't see anything, I'll start like looking around out of the corner of my eye.
Okay. You notice that there is a curtain kind of beyond where you entered, like all the way around the other side of the room. There's like a curtain strung up like across a wooden rod that's like kind of covering up what looks like maybe another passage.
So I'll just like motion just a little subtly to show her where the curtain is.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just head towards the curtain casually.
You do. So you go to the curtain. It's, you kind of peek in, and there's yet another small hallway. It's kind of looks like storage. Like there's wood shelves. It looks like they excavated niches in this hallway, and then they just like set up wood shelves inside there. And there's all sorts of like basic supplies, toilet paper, paper towels, dish soap. No, just kidding. There's like incense. There's like all sorts of basic supplies. There are some robes, like clearly the same robes that the two caretakers were dealing with. There's like dried food. There's water skins. So just, there's actually towels, cups and bowls, like kitchen things. So, and then that area seems to have a split. It kind of hits a T intersection, and it goes off in two ways. When you get to the T intersection, you notice that one way kind of opens up after just 5 feet. It opens up into what looks like a large room. And you notice that this room it looks like basically sleeping quarters. Like there are like 4 bunks total. There are some dressers and a table, kind of living / sleeping quarters. The other side of the T, though, ends at a wooden door, a thick wooden door. that has metal banding across it.
I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah, let's investigate this thick wooden door.
Just as you guys are like kind of at the T, the older woman comes down the hallway and she's like, "Excuse me, my sisters. Can we help you with anything? Are you just curious to see our living quarters?"
We were just looking around a little bit. Just I've never been this far out, so.
Yes. Well, this is where we live. We when we are in our shift of taking care of the shrine, of course we have small cottages back in the village, but today Brother Malaysia and I are taking care of the shrine, so this week will be our shift, and then 2 other caretakers will come from the village to change out with us.
And what's on this side? And I like point, just like very like.
She's like,
nonchalant.
that is the doorway to the old catacombs. Many years ago, the monks who were the caretakers here, when one of the brothers or sisters would pass away, they would bury them in the catacombs down below. But we don't use that technique anymore. We now just take any of the deceased to the cemetery just outside of the village. So we really don't go down there anymore. It hasn't been maintained in years.
Is it a place that shouldn't be gone into? Is it locked up or?
Roll insight.
Inside. 22.
She's very nervous. Like when you ask her that, she's like, Sister, I would not venture into the catacombs. Sometimes we hear things down there. I don't know for sure. I've never seen anything myself, but I have heard things. And one of the other caretakers told me a story once about he said that he had to go down there for something, and he said the dead do not always sleep. I wasn't sure what he meant by that, but I fear it is not safe to go down there, sister. You should. Must you? I'm worried.
Well, and then I just kind of like, motion to my back where I've got like this giant warhammer strapped to it, and then I just kind of motion to her and I say, well, we're here on a bit of, personal business, and I'm sure that we can, take care of ourselves. Not that we would be, digging around down there or anything. We were just wondering if we could have a look.
Make a persuasion roll.
17.
She seems reassured by your obvious armaments and preparedness, and she's like, I will get the key for you, sister. One moment. She goes back over into the rooms, and she like goes into a drawer and pulls this key out and comes back, and she puts it in the lock and turns it slowly, and it clicks, and you see like every move she makes, she turns it very slowly, but you hear a click, and then she waits. She takes the key out, and she's like, I will close the door after you.
Okay.
Just in case.
I'll put my hand on her shoulder and I'll just...
Do you need a torch?
No, we're okay.
Very well.
Okay. Thank you.
May I guard you and protect you.
You as well.
She does this, which you know to be the sign of her. She's like, Ayuk. And then she backs away, like, to the T intersection, and she's like looking around the corner at you guys, like waiting to see what happens. So who opens the door?
After you have the...
Yeah.
You can make light, so...
Yeah, and you should also... Do you want to have like a lantern in hand?
Yeah, I'll pull out the lantern that we got from...
Okay.
I knew. And I'll
Okay,
just
so
light it.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. So the door opens. Actually, at first it doesn't open. You're like, what the hell? And like it looks like the wood maybe over time is swollen, and you kind of scrape it. Actually, while you're doing this, both of you make perception checks.
7.
10.
You guys are like, yeah, probably hasn't been opened in a while. And you open it up, it's loud. There's no escaping it, it's just loud.
Yeah.
So you look in, you're aiming the lantern down, and you see that the stairs look as if they're made of stone that is not man-made. Like, it's as if somebody actually took the kind of time to chisel stairs out of the rock that this mountain is made of. And they look old. Like, you're guessing maybe a couple 100 years old. Dust is abundant. Who has the lantern?
I do.
Okay. So the stairs seem to go down probably 20 feet. Like, it's a long run, and then it ends. You could see just, with what you have of the lantern light, you kind of see the stairs end at what looks like goes down to a hallway.
After you.
Oh, so we'll continue.
Okay. So the old lady comes by, and she, like, when you guys are like halfway down, and she's like, I will lock the door. Let me know when you are ready. I'll wait here.
Okay.
She closes it and locks it.
Okay.
You're trapped, bitches! No, just kidding. What if she was like a mean old lady and then you were trapped in the basement? That'd be scary.
We'd have to like.
Alright, so you get to the bottom of the stairs. Dun 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 dun. And you see a very narrow corridor. The walls of this chamber are definitely made of the same stone. This is all like the bedrock of this mountain, right? But again, like the stairs that you walked down, the floors, the walls, the ceiling all look like they were chiseled away, and this is not like a natural cave structure. It's basically somebody excavated to make this stuff, okay? So the first probably 30 feet, I'll put you guys here, like you come down the stairs. The first 30 feet are just, it's just a stretch, and every, there's probably every 15 feet nailed into the stone is a sconce, but there are no torches because it obviously like hasn't been used in a long time. So, but at one time you guess they probably had torches or candles set along this pathway. So you go forward, assuming that you go forward, and you come into what you see is kind of like a room that looks a little bit like an antechamber, like an entrance chamber. And at one time you see you see carved into the wall are kind of ledges that are about 3 feet wide. And you could see embedded in the ledges here, there are bones. Like, this is clearly some place where people were buried, right? And judging by what you see, they look like maybe this antechamber was wherever the most recent monks were buried, because some of the bodies and stuff and the cloth is pretty intact, like maybe 10, 20 years old, right? Make another religion roll. I'm going to see if you would have known this, because this is kind of older religious knowledge.
15.
Okay, so you know that older versions of Ayuk's burial rites involved a kind of mummification that would involve basically gathering salts and different spices and exsanguinating the corpse and removing like internal organs and kind of stuffing the corpse with these salts and spices and then basically mummifying them. Okay, so based on that older, now that's not something that is done now. This is something of like centuries ago. But it looks like they might have continued that ritual even up to as recent as 20 or 30 years ago, based on like the corpses. So and also you kind of see some of the religious symbology and some of the writing on the wrappings is in keeping with that older tradition, okay? It would be like if you went into a relatively recent grave and saw like Latin scriptures, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of, not in keeping with the era in which these bodies were mummified and buried. So it's kind of like an older thing. And then the hallway continues. How are you guys walking neck and neck like that?
Probably, because I have the lantern, but you have dark vision. So
Yeah.
I would assume that we're like...
So your lantern doesn't actually have the same reach as her dark vision. You have a 60-foot dark vision. So how do you want to do that?
I can step out ahead
Okay.
if you want to. So I can just be like,
So
So I'll just...
when you step out ahead, Jenny, you kind of go a little bit ahead of Jordan. Like, say she's here, you're here. You can see that there's another one of these antechambers up here, but it looks even bigger.
Before you go forward, I'm gonna like put my hand on your shoulder just right before you go, and as a cantrip, can I cast guidance?
Yes.
So I think I forgot. It gives you like a D4 to any ability check, maybe.
Yeah, it
Let me
does.
check. Yeah.
Which is handy, because Jenny, now that you could see
Yeah.
a little bit better, go ahead and make a perception roll and add your D4 to it.
So
so this, right?
Yes.
yeah. Okay. So roll it.
So
So
15.
15 plus, do you have a
Plus.
bonus for perception? No.
No.
All right.
Plus
And then roll that D4. 17. So you're looking ahead, and it's at this point that you notice something. You notice that there are ever so slight impressions of footprints in the dust and kind of dirt that's settled on the floor. And they are going in that direction.
Yeah.
They look to you like boots, not like they're not like skeleton feet. They're like or like bare feet. They're boots. But it's only one set.
Yeah, so since I see that, I want to also like relay that information to Jordan more. Like, oh, there's been present people here. I see boots. It's more than likely if there's footprints here, this must be the way. If those soldiers had hidden something here, this is the way they've gone.
Okay. Is it just one or is it more?
There are many footprints of boots. So I can't quite tell how many have been here, but I think
Do you
we're on
point
the
them
right
out
path.
to
Yeah.
her? All right, you can take a closer look with your lantern if you want to make a perception roll.
18.
Okay, you see now clearly what she's talking about, and it does, and you're able to kind of look around, and you notice that it looks like one set of boot prints that is basically following the same path as you and was going that way.
Okay.
What you don't notice is a set of boot prints coming back.
So we should be
Just
careful
one going that way.
because whoever came in here either didn't come back out for a reason or is trapped in there.
Or has
Either way-
levitate or fly or
Yeah.
teleportation. I mean, any number of
That's
things.
Maybe they're just napping, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jenny, you can see with your 60 feet, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you could basically see to the end of the next antechamber. And you see that it does continue, but you can't see much detail past that.
Alright, so I think now we can continue on this path.
Okay.
Just be ready.
Do you want to go up ahead or should we stay close together?
Let's travel this next one a little closer since we're getting nearer to something that might be a threat.
Okay. Sure. Okay, so should we just continue on?
Yeah, we'll travel
A little
like
slower,
naked.
yeah.
Yeah, just
A little slower.
carefully.
Yeah.
Move up to where you want to go.
Okay.
And then make another perception roll.
Well, do you just want to go up here?
Yeah, we want to get up there first.
Okay. Should we both make
Mhm.
perception rolls?
17.
13.
Okay. You see a very similar thing. in multiple shelves, like in every 10-foot stretch of wall, there, are, again, these burial niches, right? And similarly, they have, these corpses in them wrapped. However, these look older. These look like they've been there for maybe, 60 or 70 years, right? Some of them are just bones. You could see the bones protruding out of the wraps. The clothing is tattered or rotted away. You also notice that the hallway continues on in similar fashion.
And I'll just say, we should keep an eye out for anything that looks out of, like it's been touched recently. So.
Both of you make a perception check.
Nine.
12.
Okay. It's time to roll initiative because the bones come to life and they wanna kill you. Bones.
That's exactly why I did not
Bones.
go.
Bones.
That's exactly why I did not go straight into the room. Roll a d20, enter initiative at the
Yes.
top of your thing.
6.
+2?
Yeah, 4 plus 2.
Oh,
is 6.
okay. 7.
That is horrific.
Yeah. These bones really get
They are
intense.
skeletons. Because they're skeletons, they're slow. They don't get a bonus to their initiative against you. Or in the sense that they don't get a surprise attack for this. But they will still be lower than you, because I rolled a 1. So
Wow.
amazingly, all of these shitty, horrible initiative rolls have resulted in you guys still being able to go first.
We're just
So
taking things
you're
real
like
slow.
ruminating on the next move and like
Yeah.
looking at how the footpath goes, and you hear these like skeletons kind of roll out of their things, and some of them have weapons, and they kind of start moving in on you.
Okey-dokey.
Okay, so who had the higher initiative?
Me.
Go.
Okay. Okay. I will. Let's see. Okay. As a cantrips are a bonus action, right? To cast.
Some of them are.
Some of
Some of
them
them are a full action.
Okay.
Um,
Is Sacred Flame a
I
bonus
think
action?
that's your attack. Here, give me that
Oh.
PHB. Sacred Flame under the S for spells. Sacred. I like having races with people who have all their books on phones and iPads because I'm faster. Sacred Flame. 1 action, 60 foot.
Okay.
Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a dex saving throw,
Okay.
which is great because they have horrible dexterities, or take 1d8 radiant damage. The spell damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, which you are. So that's 2d8 damage. So target your guy. Which one are you going to hit?
Oh no, wait. I don't know if I'm gonna use Sacred Flame because it's a full action.
It's a full action,
Yeah,
but it's a cantrip, so you can use it again and again.
that's true. I can. Which one am I looking for? Okay, I'm gonna cast as a bonus action instead. I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So like a giant like warhammer that looks kind of like my warhammer, just
Yes.
huge. I'm gonna like put it on the opposite end of the chamber,
Okay.
and then
Let's mark that with, I'll give you a mini
okay,
to be your spiritual weapon.
okay,
And that mini will be
ridiculously giant warhammer.
a white rat.
Yes. Okay.
Same
Horrible
thing.
mini.
That is my spiritual weapon, giant warhammer. Okay, I'm
Does
gonna.
it actually have a spiritual weapon? Let's make this thing the spiritual weapon, because that looks more like a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Then a rat.
So I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna just leave it on the other side,
Uh-huh.
and then, as an action, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hit the one right next to me.
Okay. So, Is making your spiritual weapon attack, is that your action?
Casting it as a bonus action.
Casting is a bonus action.
Yeah, and I'm not moving it. I'm gonna leave it where it is after I cast it.
Okay, so you'll have it out and ready.
Yeah, and then as a action, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Beautiful. So, this one next to you will make its dex save. Wow!
19. Wow, okay.
It makes it versus your spell attack.
So it's 2d8 radiant in half because it made a save. Okay, 2. plus 4. So it's 6, half to 3.
A column of like whitish / green light invoked from the power of Ayuk and the earth descends from the ceiling, even though you can't even see the sky. Just whoa! And this skeleton's like, it's like frozen in this like racking pain as its bones like shake and rattle.
Okay.
You're up next.
And then I'm just gonna I'm gonna put my warhammer in both hands.
Okay.
All right. I want to attack this closest one now with my longsword.
Okay.
So that's
D20.
it's a D20.
Add your to hit bonus, which is 5. No, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12. That's a hit. Now you add 1d8 plus 3 for your damage. 11. So you attack the one next to you. She attacks the one next to her. They move in. The first one attacks you, Jordan, and misses. The second one that's closest to you, Jenny, attacks you and hits. You take 4. They're all just crowding towards you guys.
Okay.
Then one more on Jordan, miss. One more on Jenny, miss. That's all. Those are the only ones that can reach for this round. Back to the top of the order. It's back to you, Jordan.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to cast as an action. I'm gonna cast Bless on 2 of us because it's up to 3 creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw before... Actually, wait, that's concentration. And I don't want to get rid of my spiritual weapon. Shoot. Never mind. Never mind.
Swing the hammer.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to swing my warhammer with both hands.
And then make your bonus, your spiritual weapon attack.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you're swinging on the same guy you radiant.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. You get 2 attacks a round. You're 5th level. You're a 5th level fighter, right? Yeah. Let's remember that next time.
Okay.
Miss.
Okay.
I don't even know what your bonus is, but
It's +6, but
well, close, but
yeah.
miss.
Okay, and then I'm gonna have
Spiritual weapon. Where's it
Spiritual
gonna attack? So you can
It's-
move it, and then you can attack.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah,
a 20-foot move.
it's gonna attack the one, right? This one, just
Okay.
whichever one's closest behind.
Go
it.
ahead and roll for it.
Okay. 5 + 6, 11.
Close, but miss. You're up.
Nice.
All right. So I'm gonna target the same one I had before
Okay.
with the longsword.
Okay. Miss. Second attack.
Attack.
Hit. Roll damage. 1d8 plus 3. 10. So that's a total of 21, and you drop it. The bones crumble and just fall to the floor. Whatever life force had animated it has been defeated. They attack. One on Jenny. Miss. Original one on Jordan. Hit.
16.
Yep.
That will hit.
Take 4. Second one on Jordan. Miss. This guy moves up. And this guy is going to turn and fight your spiritual weapon because he's dumb.
Nice.
Okay, that guy moves up. Jenny. That's a nat 20. Now, using the Bill Allen damage alternative scoring system, which I'm sure you're familiar with, we
Yes.
automatically max out the first, and then we add to that with the second roll. So 6 + 5 is 11 damage, Jenny. An angry skeleton stabs you with an old weapon. Hope you had your tetanus shot. Okay, top of the order.
All right.
These skeletons are resilient.
Would I know, theoretically, if these were undead creatures, like undead?
You know they're undead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my channel divinity, and I'm gonna try to turn undead. Okay, which means that every one of them has to make a wisdom save, and if they fail...
What's your radius on that?
30 feet.
Yeah, that's all of them. All right, so I'm going to go left to right.
Okay.
Jenny, this way, and then to the back.
Okay.
So the first one, what's your spellcast spell save DC?
14.
Made it. Second one, made it.
God.
Third one, made it. Fourth one missed.
There we go.
And the last guy in back missed.
Okay, so if
Okay,
they're...
so what happens if they fail?
If they're CR of 1/2 or less, they're immediately destroyed. I think.
These aren't. These are not standard
Okay,
skeletons.
well, they're...
How much damage do they take?
They don't take any, but they're turned for 1 minute, which I think means they're afraid of me.
Okay.
Which means they can't come any closer.
Okay. So now there's just 3, the ones that made it.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so...
that's my action.
That's
so
your
as bonus action, I'm going to take the spiritual weapon.
And attack.
And since they're scared of me, I'm going to move it up to the ones fighting us. I'm going
Okay.
to move it to this one, right in
Good.
front of you, and I'm going to hit it. 11
That'll
plus
hit.
6, 17.
Yep,
Okay.
roll damage.
1d8 plus 6. Or wait, d8. Nope, that's a d12. There's a d8. Nope, that's not a d8.
8.
There we go. 3 plus 6, so 9 damage.
Okay, it hits. All right, they go. Left to right. Jenny. Oh, you're using your shield.
Yeah.
God.
Second one, miss. Jordan. Hit.
Okay. Hit me.
Take 1.
Dang.
And then those 2 guys are fraidy cats.
Yes.
They can't do anything.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Okay.
The rattling bones and clink of old
Okay.
weapons and armor is just becoming a cacophony now of noise in this formerly quiet chamber.
I'm going to swing at the one closest to me. This
Okay.
one with my giant warhammer. That is a 6 plus 6 is 12.
Hit.
Okay, so 1d10. 3 plus 3, that's 6 damage.
Okay.
To that one, and then this one is going to
Attack the same guy.
attack this one.
Okay. Miss.
Yeah. Okay.
Jenny, you're up. 2 attacks.
Alright, so I want to target the one that targeted me
Okay.
with the long sword.
Miss. First attack. Miss. Second attack.
This is really going
Attack.
well.
Miss. Attack. Hit. Jenny, you're going to take 10. Jordan, third attack. Miss.
Okay.
I'm just rolling all sorts of pain.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. Just play cleric. Okay. I'm going to cast. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Capella. Which I'm trying to remember how much it does.
Healing word at your level. Are you casting it at normal level or are you...
Casting it at first level.
Okay.
1d4 plus spellcasting. Should I roll it?
Plus
or
your
should
wisdom
she?
bonus. You roll it.
Okay. 1d4.
So healing word is a bonus action, so she'll still be able to
Yeah.
attack, but she won't be able to control the spiritual weapon.
Yeah, 1d4. 1 plus my spell casting.
What's your wisdom bonus?
Plus 6. So you take.
You don't have a plus 6.
Oh, that's spell attack.
It's just your wisdom bonus.
Oh, wisdom bonus.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Plus 3, so you get 4 points back.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna attack the one that looks really hurt that I hit with my spiritual weapon.
All of the power of the hammer.
Oh no.
But you swing so hard that you like, whew, there's just too much multitasking. All right, you're up.
Alright, then I'll target the one that Jordan
It's
just swung
hurt.
at.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on its last legs. Hit it.
First attack, you swing and miss. The second
again.
attack,
Hit it
a voice
again.
in your head says, roll into the dice tray. Oh, see, look, it was so close. All right, you might still hit. What do you got? 8 plus 6? 14. That's a
Yeah.
hit. Roll d8
Roll D8.
plus 3 for damage. 6. The bones crackle and fall down as the life force leads them. How long is the duration of the turning?
Oh, the turning?
Yeah.
1 minute.
Okay. They're still petrified of you.
Stay.
All right. This leaves 2 actives in front of each of you. Jenny, miss. Jordan,
12 plus whatever. I'm
nope,
16.
miss. You're up.
Okay. I'm going to attack the one directly in front of me with my giant warhammer. Oh my god.
Miss.
Okay, and then as bonus action, this one's gonna attack the one in front of you.
Miss.
Stop rolling threes.
There's all sorts of hammers
Oh my god.
swinging around you, but nothing hitting the thing that you wanted to hit.
You know what,
But it's
I'm
your
not using
turn.
this one anymore.
All right. Then I'll attack the one in front of me.
It's a cocked.
Reroll.
Okay. Go.
Hit.
There you go.
Damage. 8. Nice. Roll again. Attack second. 16. Hit. Damage. 2 solid hits, and the bones fall. You still have a move. You can move, since you're already in its threat range, you can move up a square so that now you are flanking this guy. What that does is it gives her on her next attack advantage, and you, because now you're kind of like... Okay.
If the spiritual weapon's flanking something, does that give you advantage
No.
or no?
I used to think that, and then somebody was like, Bill, that's so not... That would be like totally...
Because then you could just give yourself advantage.
Overpowered,
all the
yeah.
time.
All right, so this guy doing his best to attack you, Jordan, but misses. These 2 guys still can't attack. They're just cowering back up against the burial niches with their teeth chattering and they're just rattling.
A big scary woman.
Okay.
You're up.
All right.
You have attack with advantage with
Yes.
your hammer, so roll 2d20. 19, that's good,
Where was that
but
earlier?
always roll second. There you go.
Yeah,
So
okay.
obviously the
Yeah,
19.
so hits.
Roll damage. Are you using your weapon two-handed?
Oh, yeah. So D10. 2 plus 3, that's 5.
5. Okay.
Okay. And then,
You want to use your spiritual?
Yes.
So move it over. Okay. Miss. You're up. 2 attacks with advantage. So roll both of these, take the higher of the 2 for each attack.
All right.
16, which is a hit, or an 11. So the 16's a hit. Roll damage, d8. Plus 3 is 9. Good. Go again. 11. Plus 6 is 17. That's a hit, or 2. So take the 11. Roll damage. Nice. 8. Dead. You guys defeat the ambitious and eager skeletons, and there's 2 left that are just cowered up against the niches, and they can't seem to move forward. You notice that they're both looking at her, like, but they're not. They're just like kind of shaking in their place, and they won't move. What do you guys do?
Smash.
Heck yeah. All right. So,
How do you want to approach that?
okay.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay. I will just go up straight
Okay.
to the
You
one.
move up.
Yeah, straight to the one in front
Okay.
of me. I'm gonna attack it.
Miss. Spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual weapon. 13 plus 6, 19.
Hit. Damage.
Okay. Plus 6. 11 points of damage.
Okay. Your turn. Now, if you move up on a 90 degree to that wall and engage with your attacks, you'll have advantage.
Yeah. So I want to come around like. Or
Not like
is
that.
it-
You want to
it's
go
like-
straight in.
Yeah, you can go past my spiritual weapon.
So you just go.
You go
like
through
that.
your spiritual
Yeah, you
weapon.
can just go through it.
So you basically go through it to here
Oh.
and attack
You
this
can
guy.
just walk through it.
You attack.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll attack that one then.
Okay, so with advantage, roll both of them. That's a hit, or... Okay, so that's first one's a hit, roll damage. Okay, 7. Next attack.
2.
Probably a miss. Okay, second attack. Alright, so you got a good swipe in there. Your second swipe, the thing kind of cringed away from you. Okay. It does not make the save that it was hoping to make. Your turn.
Just gonna swing at it. Okay. 12 plus 6 is 18.
Hit.
5 plus 3, that's 8 points of damage.
Your turn.
Alright. So I'll just attack.
Oh, you had advantage. Because she's flanking.
Oh, I have advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for shits. Alright, so either way. Okay, go ahead. Roll 2d20, take the higher of the two. That's a hit. Roll damage. Okay, 4. Roll again, second attack. That could be a hit. That's not a hit. So, roll d8 for damage. It's not. The bones crackle as you smash through the last of their life force. You turn around and you see this last skeleton cowered into the corner, unable to move towards you, looking back and forth.
Okay. Well, I'll just.
Do you do the same kind of approach?
Yeah, I'll have my spiritual weapon go around this side,
Okay.
and then I'll like push past you and go right in front of it.
Okay.
7 plus 6, that's 13.
Hit.
Okay. 2 plus 6, so that's 5
Okay.
points of damage, and then my spiritual weapon. 11 plus
Hit.
6, 17. 10 points of damage.
Okay. It's suffering. Your turn.
Alright.
You could run up where the spiritual weapon
Yeah,
is.
you can just go.
And that way you'd be on the flank.
Yeah. So I'm like.
Just move the spiritual weapon out of the way. Here. Okay. Go ahead. Roll with advantage. So roll both of the d20s
Yeah,
at the same
That
time.
makes sense.
Okay. Then you just take the 14 because they're both 14. So that's a hit. Roll damage. Good. 8. Roll again. 14s. Wow. What are the odds of rolling two 14s at the same time? What is that?
3.
3 plus 3 is 6, 8. Dead. As the last of these bones fall away and an old weapon just falls to the ground, there's a moment afterwards where you're like, it's just dead silent again, like it was before when you guys first entered. You don't hear anything else. You don't see anything else moving. There are other corpses that are still buried, but they don't appear to have been animated.
Okay. Can I like look around the room?
Yes.
Just
Roll
see-
investigation. Either one of you. You can definitely investigate.
2. I have.
You're like, this is a burial chamber.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Wow, there are dead people
it's
in
so
here.
obvious to me now. How could I
Okay,
have
wait.
missed it?
Roll investigation.
Okay. That's just intelligence. So a 9.
You also see that, I mean, basically there's nothing exceptionally worthwhile. There's no treasure buried with these guys. It looks like they were, monks and clerics who were buried here decades ago. Some of them had weapons buried with them, like hammers and swords and stuff. But for the most part, they were interred. No treasures. Nothing fascinating. But you see that this catacomb continues on down.
Do the footprints continue too?
Yes. So as you examine around with your lantern, you notice the footprints continue.
Are you feeling okay?
So here's what I'm going to do. While you're considering what you're going to do, I'm going to move the map just to make it easier. So we'll pretend that you're there now.
Yeah. And I just start taking them to me. I don't understand. This is your god. You know him well, right? Why would his clerics be coming back to life? His monks? That doesn't seem like something a god of the earth might do.
I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. I've never really seen this before. So. But just be careful. I'll go ahead of you if you want. Just for a little while.
Yeah, and I took a good bit of.
If you get any worse, let me know. But I think we should wait and see what's up ahead first.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead of you.
Okay, so you guys are going to proceed into the next room.
We're just gonna go like to the edge of it, just enough so we can see in, but not like go in there.
Okay.
So like this.
You basically go up to there. Go ahead and move. And you notice that this is the final chamber, it would appear. You don't see any other things around it. And there's a raised kind of dais, a stone stage. And there's a statue on top of the stage. And it basically looks kind of like a, you know, I'll let you both make either an Arcana or a Religion roll. Go ahead.
Okay.
Whatever you have a proficiency or
Yeah.
aptitude for.
11.
You have heard of creatures from other places like that are referred to as like demons, and you have heard them described and even seen like in old manuscripts like illuminated illustrations and paintings of them, right? Demons who serve different causes. You're not sure if this is a demon or something else that you've also heard of called a gargoyle. It could be either one of those things. But it's definitely a statue of one of those things. And in the claw, the back claw, is a crystal, like kind of like, imagine a large marble. Not like bowling ball big, okay? But like a baseball, the size of a baseball. And it looks like a green kind of glass marble. And it's vibrant. There's a small glow emanating. Like literally the top of that dais is like, has a dim green glow. And you could see that it's not just like flat green. It looks like there's actually, like it's green and it's like kind of swirling inside. Almost like if you had like glow in the dark soap inside of something. You know what I mean? Like it kind of, like there's liquid inside of it almost.
Do you think this is the tear that they were talking about?
Very well could be. Very well could be.
One more perception check from both of you.
6.
11.
You notice that the footprints end at this dais. They don't seem to return. Now, you have not entered the room, so you don't know if they go around
Yeah.
the back of the dais. Like, but it looks like whoever it was walked up to that dais and probably climbed up.
Okay. So, can I cast guidance as another cantrip on
Sure.
her, just in case? And then I think we should try to go around it very quietly, like on the sides of the wall. But stay close to me.
How many hit points do you have?
I have 22. Can I use my healing hands on myself?
Sure.
Alright. Because I can just.
Boop. You insta heal 5. Done.
There you go.
Feel a little better.
So I think we
Okay.
should just not going near it, just around the wall. to
Move
observe.
your minis how you're going to
Okay.
move, so I know
I
where
think-
you're going.
I think
So
you should stay behind me. Like, I'll kind of like. I was thinking of going like very, very slowly
along the
around-
wall?
Yeah, along the wall.
Okay, move. Go ahead and move 6 squares first.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. You notice something. You see a corpse on the ground. And not a... I don't know any good, like, just plain corpse. Just put this down there. It doesn't really look
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
It basically, you see the body of a man. It looks very recent.
Okay.
Like, there isn't color in it, like recent, like he was alive 20 minutes ago, but like within the last day or so. The body is like just laying on the ground. You don't see any blood. Like, you don't even see any wounds.
Should we get a little bit closer and try to like investigate it a little bit more?
Show me how you move.
Okay. So we'll just keep moving along the wall. Just very. Yeah.
Okay. As you get closer, I'll let you make either a perception or investigation roll.
Okay.
But I will say this, are you just looking at this point or are you touching it?
We're not touching it.
Okay, just
We're just
looking. Go ahead and
looking.
make a perception roll.
16.
10.
Solid enough. So, first thing is, you notice that this body is clearly somebody who was wearing like normal clothes and boots. And you looking at the size of the boots, it looks like this might have been the person who made the footprints that you guys had been following. The other thing that you notice with a slightly higher perception check is you notice something like move under the shirt. Like it's like this, like dead body, and you notice like
Okay. Okay.
like a weird like bubbling. You don't hear anything. It just you notice like movement in different parts of the body.
Okay.
Like in the pants, the torso, anywhere like if you look closely, it a few rounds go by, you see these movements.
Okay. What should we do?
And by the way, you have a much clearer view now that through the back claw of this statue, you see that the hand is holding that orb. And it's definitely glowing green. It emanates a green glow. And it looks like it has like a opaque kind of greenish liquid that's swirling around inside of it with a very slow consistency.
Okay.
Like a thick, viscous kind of thing. What time is it?
4:30.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
Do we think that this is something very bad? Okay. So, do you want...
You have to speak louder.
Okay.
Even though you're,
Okay,
I know,
okay, yeah,
I know
yeah.
your characters are whispering,
Okay.
but for the sake of our audience, use your full
Okay.
voice.
So, I just whisper like, if we think this is something bad, let's back up a little bit, and I will... So we'll like back up the way that we came. Enough so I can still see the body, but like, just... I don't know how far we can go. Or I can
If you
still
back up 3, you could still see it on an angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So then when we're right there, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. It doesn't get a dex save, so go ahead and roll your damage
Okay.
of 2d8. Radiant damage.
3 plus 3. That's 6.
Whoosh. A whitish green spectral light emanates from the ceiling in this dark tomb, and it just hits this thing, and you notice the corpse start to undulate. It's not moving, but whatever you saw moving around it inside was.
God.
Nothing happens. It's still moving though.
Okay.
Next round, what do you do?
Okay.
What do you do? What do you tell her to do?
There's definitely something in there. I think we've just gotta attack it head on.
Just keep
Okay, back to you.
Okay,
Second
just
round. What do you do?
keep sacred flaming it.
Hit it again.
I mean, I
No
wanna
roll
get
necessary.
close.
Damage.
Oh, right, okay. 7 plus 7, 14,
Okay, so 14 plus, what'd you do first round?
6.
Okay, 20. More undulations. And now you hear this sound that's like something is clearly inside of that body. And it's moving around. What do you do?
Do you have anything that can hit it from far away? Do you have a bow
Oh.
or something?
I want to switch to my bow.
Okay.
It's gonna take me
Yeah.
back down to
Alright.
class 13.
Wait. Okay.
Hit it again.
No, I'm gonna. If you've got your bow ready,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna try to like touch it and see what's inside of it. Cause I'm doing pretty good, so I'm gonna. Like maybe not. I don't know. If I touch it, but like get closer and see if is it like in its body?
You feel a strong draw from your patron Ayuk to destroy this thing.
Okay. So.
This seems to be an abomination. Like, whatever that is should not be happening.
Okay. Well, then I'll just keep sacred flaming it.
Okay, roll.
Because it's an auto hit. 4 plus 5, 9.
29 total damage. Like, imagine a balloon made out of human that just exploded. So there's, like, blood and it smells like rotting and this thing just explodes right after your last radiant.
Okay.
And these little red demons just like blow out. Now they all seem to be wounded and confused and angry and mad, but they just blow out of this body.
Okay. Okay.
Now we have to roll initiative.
Okay.
Yes. Fail.
15.
All right, you guys clearly got the drop on them. You go first. They're all in a cluster like that.
So I'm gonna be like, just stay back, just attack it with your bow. And then, I will cast.
Sinker flame.
As a bonus action, I'll cast Shield of Faith on you so you get an extra 2 to your AC.
Nice. So you're back up to shield.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your
And
bonus.
then I'm going to go at it with my Warhammer.
Move up.
I'm just gonna take the one. Oops.
Do you move just like that, or do you move along the wall?
I don't know. Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
So you go 1, 2, 3 along the wall to get to
Yeah,
it.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then I'll
Attack.
just attack this one.
Miss.
Okay.
Jenny, you're up.
Alright,
You could shoot either of the first two.
Alright.
You're too small to shoot the back ones. You can't see over the dais.
So I'm gonna shoot at the closest one.
Okay.
So
Roll.
it's-
Miss. Second attack.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Go, go, go.
Hit. 1d8 plus 3. Roll. Phew. Dish. Ah. It screeches in pain. All right, now they attack Jordan.
Yes.
Miss and miss. These two fly up
Yes.
and attack Jordan.
Come to me, my babies. 14 plus what? I've got
No,
16.
miss. All right,
Let's go. 16
top of the
armor
order.
class.
You're surrounded by demon babies.
All right, I'm going to take a swing at the one in front of me.
Miss.
I'm going to use War Priest. So I'm going to take another attack as a bonus action.
Well done.
Yeah. 8 plus 6.
Hit.
Okay. That's 1d10. Oh my god. Okay, 4.
You're up. Shoot, shoot.
I wanna shoot at the one behind her.
Okay, bing, bing. Hit.
Hit.
4 damage. Next attack. 4 plus 6. No, not good enough. Okay, they attack. Jordan. Miss. Jordan. Hit. Jordan, miss. Jordan, miss. 1 hit.
I've got
You take 3.
come on, man. I've got 16.
You're up.
Okay. I will just keep swinging at the one in front of me. Natural
Natch.
20.
It's dead. Remove it from the board.
And
You
then-
smash it. Like, literally. Your hammer just smashes it into mush on the ground.
Okay, then I will turn to the next closest.
Does your War Priest still work? Or was that like a one-time thing?
I can use it as many times as my Wiz mod, but it's like I have to choose it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should choose that.
Okay.
Because you're both low on hit points
Sure.
and you could die.
I mean, I've still got spells, so it's fine.
Hit!
19.
Damage?
3 plus 3.
Not quite good enough, but still wounded.
Okay.
You're up. Bing bing, shoot shoot.
Alright. Can I actually use my unwavering mark? on
Yes.
This one.
Yes. That way he can't attack Jordan unless he wants to, then he has disadvantage. Good. So you mark him. You're going to attack the other one then? Shoot shoot. Bing bing, arrows.
Yeah.
Good. Shoot. You can actually see both of the other ones, so you could either split your attacks or just focus on one. Fire the first one.
Off I go.
7 plus 6 is 13. Hit. Damage. Boom. That one's dead. That's the one that Jordan was working on.
Okay.
Second
That
attack.
one. Yeah, that one.
So that guy.
5.
Nope. Miss.
Okay.
All right. This little guy attacks you. Miss. That guy tries to attack you, but he has disadvantage because he was marked. So, rip. 2. Miss.
Rip. Okay.
Your turn.
I'm kind of sad that they're not, trying to move, but it's okay. I'm just gonna turn to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Going to hit it. 9 plus 6.
Hit.
Okay. 5 plus 3, that's 8 points of damage. And then, yeah.
Your turn.
Alright. I'll fire at that one.
Miss. Second attack. Hit. Roll damage. Damage. 11. And the arrow goes through its back and pops out its chest, and it looks up at you as it falls dead.
Rest in peace.
The last one is furious and too dumb to understand that it's not supposed to attack Jordan, so it does so with disadvantage. Oh! But misses. That's a pretty epic roll, though. 2 15s.
That's cool.
All right. Your turn.
Okay, I'm going to hit it. 4 plus. Okay, and then I'll use War Priest one more time.
Okay.
12
Hit.
plus. Okay. 6 plus.
Pain
3,
and suffering.
9.
You
Is
smash
dead?
it.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
The gooey, blobby skin and blood, the blood especially from these things, seems to be very thick and like syrupy, like viscous and oily. There's a stench actually from their, you're like, it smells like when you put oil on a torch. Like it has a very petroleum kind of smell. Make a perception roll.
11 plus 3, 14.
You smell like, almost like burning. You feel like heat coming off from the bodies. Like all around you are bodies, and you feel like it's literally warmer.
Okay.
What do? You have 10 seconds.
Are they all like.
They're all over you. They died all around you, and it feels really hot, and it smells like petroleum.
I'm going to back up.
Move.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
All right, I'm going to let you make a dex save with advantage because you moved.
Okay, here we go. 3, 8.
So what's your dex?
Plus 0. It's
Nope.
just 8, yeah.
You're going to take damage.
That's okay. I haven't taken that much damage the rest of this time.
So 5 damage, so you take 2.
Do I also take? Do I also have to?
Nope.
You were backed up.
As she's fleeing, you notice like you're like getting an arrow ready and just like looking around to make sure no other things are coming out, and you like looked over to her almost in slow motion, and she's like looking around, and she's like, oh, and she starts to run, and just as she's running, all of these bodies go like flash paper. They just light up, and there's this flash. You're like, for one round, you're blinded by the brightness of it, and there's a smell of burning, and you see she just like runs and like jumps out towards you, and like just barely gets like singed on the back end as she's getting out. When your eyes clear and you've like recovered, and you're like, and like make sure you're not burning, you look back, and there's like all that stuff, the bodies and the blood and stuff is gone. It just burned up. All that's there is like these scorch marks that kind of look dark red, like burned blood. Now what do you do?
I think we should investigate that orb.
Yes, we should, but I wouldn't touch anything right now.
So is this just the end of the room? Or do we have to...
That's what you see is what you got.
Yeah.
The whole thing dead ends in this room. The only thing up there is the statue, and it hasn't moved, and it's still carrying that green orb. I'm going to make you make a religion check. Ooh.
18.
As you're kind of looking at this whole scene, it occurs to you that you've heard legends of powerful crystals that are said to have come from the gods. And for each elemental deity, there's supposedly crystals that represent them. You know that typically your god Ayuk is represented by green, that meaning of the earth, like verdant and fertile land, like, and that it occurs to you like, this doesn't really look like a crystal, like edgy, crystalline structure, but it's definitely looks like glass and like kind of a marble with green stuff in it, and it's green and it's glowing green. So you're kind of like wondering about that.
I think I'll turn and I'll like relay that information, and I'll say I think this might be something important to Ayuk, a kind of representation of him, maybe. But this seems to be, if nothing else in this room, what they were after. These boot prints seem to die here. Someone came in here and died, so they might have been looking for this. So.
Do you move around to the other side of the room at all to get like a different angle, or do you kind of stay where you're at?
Well, we could just go closer, because it's in the backhand, so we
Mhm.
want to be able to see it right there.
Okay, both of you can make a perception check.
14.
21.
You notice something. Not on the dais, but on the floor. Underneath where that body was that was hosting the demon babies, like, there's still like, some of that body's like skin and clothes. You notice there's a slightly warm glow emanating from under. It's like if somebody had like a little orange or red light underneath a piece of paper. You can kind of see it glowing through.
Where is it underneath?
Like underneath the skin that's left.
Oh, the skin.
Like if you prodded at it with your longsword, you could probably see what it is.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just try to flip it with my longsword.
Okay, you do. And what you reveal underneath this skin is a marble, much smaller, like this kind of marble size, right? Like, and it's orangish, reddish, and it also seems to be swirling and emanating an ever so slight glow. But this one's way smaller than the one in the hand of that statue.
Or this could be the tier they're looking for.
That sounds pretty right.
I don't know why they would bring it down here, if not to be closer to the giant one.
They have to be related.
Yeah, they both look similar. That one just looks very, very small.
Yeah, I know that we should definitely retrieve it, but I don't know how we're gonna retrieve it safely.
Do you want to maybe back up to the entrance to this and, pull out your bow and I can try and grab it if you want. Or we can both reach for one of them if you want.
I don't know if we should remove the green one. I think the green one is supposed to be here. I mean, that seems like the one that's your gods. I can understand why it would be in this temple.
Make another religion check.
6 plus 2, 8.
You know that sometimes holy relics are handled carefully, like with cloth or gloves.
Yeah.
And definitely not with your bare hands.
Yeah.
No, you have plenty of cloth. You guys
Yeah.
have cloaks,
Yeah.
you have blankets, you can use any number of things.
Okay. So do you want to just pick up the red one? Because that seems like what they brought in to here.
Yeah.
Who's picking it up and with what? Describe it.
Do you want me to pick it up or do you want to pick it up?
I'll pick it up.
Okay, be careful. I'll hand you I have some extra clothes in my bag. I'll just tear a piece of it off and hand it to you and say be careful, and I'll stay right behind her though, just in case anything.
Okay.
So-
How do you scoop it up?
My attempt is I kind of
Yeah.
example.
Pretend that it's about this size.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you do it?
So stretching it out firmly and just trying to
Okay, so you kind of scoop it carefully, you get it into the cloth, and then you fold the cloth over it, and you have it. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Do you keep it that way? Do you carry it? Do you put it in a pouch?
I think it seems very important. I think right now I'll leave it in one hand and just have the long sword in the other.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So-
Are we touching this green orb or no?
I think it's supposed to be here. I don't know
I
what
don't
might
see
happen.
a reason.
It seems like maybe they were intended to protect it, I would assume.
Yeah, whatever the statue is seems like it belongs in its hand, so I feel like I don't want to remove it.
I mean, we have no idea what the tier is, but this very well could be it.
We have one, maybe. We have a very small one, and we have the location of this one if we ever need to come back for any reason to it. So I think we have what we came here for,
Yeah, but
possibly.
that makes sense.
So what do you do?
I think we should just sneak out. The
Same way?
Before we go, should we let Finoop know that we found something?
Yeah. If we can just tell him, we found, this small red object, small red marble kind of object.
So who's going to do the message? Each one of you have one.
Yeah. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can get the message.
I'll rub my right arm a little bit, and
Mhm.
I'll cast Sending to Finoop, and I'll say, we're in the catacombs. We found what we think is the tier. Small, glass, red, glowing. There were demons in here. What should we do next?
A few moments pass. You're like, damn, it didn't work.
Dang it.
And then suddenly you hear a voice in your head, the voice of Finoop, in the form of Ascending. And he says, well done. Meet me back at the village. And that's where we're going to end this episode of the B Team with Jennie and Jordan. Thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, supporting us, blah, 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 blah. Peace out. We'll see you next time.
Hello, mate. Thanks for watching all the videos. Make sure that you look up there and subscribe. And don't forget to check out some of the other videos, like them up there or those down there. We'll see you next time.